I've been gone a little while. I just got back from Canada. We drove like 3,000 miles in the last week because we drove to Ontario. Then we drove to Montreal, where my dad lives. Then we drove back to Ontario. Then we drove back to Tennessee. I'm flying next time. No more driving. Anyways, one thing I did when I was there, I don't know if you guys remember, last year was the first time that I found my great-grandmother's grave in Montreal. She's buried in the Côte des Neiges Cemetery, which is the oldest, largest cemetery in Canada. And here is a quick clip of that. We're at the oldest, largest cemetery in Canada. And we're here to find my great-grandmother's grave. There was just a gopher that went in the ground there. Back at the cemetery because we looked yesterday and could not find the grave. So we're back here again with better directions and coordinates and flowers. Thompson, it says Kate Mary Harold, 1996-1945. Now this time when we went back, it was much easier to find. We found it on the first try. So this time I went prepared with a little bit more of a mission. So what I had done is, in the weeks leading up to visiting, I had taken a small piece of rose quartz and a small piece of amethyst, and I put it in a little sachet with this rose quartz and amethyst bracelet. And I, focused on connecting them to each other and linking them to each other energetically. And then when I was at the cemetery, I actually buried them, the two stones, in the grave, well, at the top of the grave with my great-grandparents. I lit a candle while I did it, and my family was really great and just kind of went off and did their own thing while I did my, weird witchy stuff that they're just used to by now. But now I have a link to my great-grandmother that I didn't before. I also collected a little bit of grave dirt and some of the foliage without it, digging too deep and it being weird. But yeah, that's one way that you can link yourself with your lost loved ones or your ancestors if you know their burial place. You can bury stones that you have energetically linked together. And then after that, after going to the cemetery, we went to the Notre Dame Basilica in Montreal, which I'd never been before, and it was absolutely stunning. Someone asked me if it was very Christian-y, and of course it's a church, it was very Christian-y, but when you walk in, it was more the spirit of the place than the religion that built it that I felt. Definitely lit some candles for my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, and all the women who in spirit stand beside me and behind me. And it was just an incredible experience. So yeah, I've absolutely missed you guys. I've missed my house. I am a hermit. I've missed my stuff. I'm going to post more and get back on updating the Patreon, and yeah, so I've missed you. And if you want maybe some more ideas on how to do some ancestor connection, if you know where they're buried, I can give you those ideas. But yeah, so I have got my bracelet now that is connected to my great-grandparents, and the amethyst and the rose quartz is buried at the grave. You know what also is at the grave? Gophers in that cemetery. There's a lot of gophers that go in the little holes, and it was weird, but luckily none were around my great-grandmother's grave. Anyways, I missed you guys.